Fans are reacting to the news of a brand new live-action Star Wars series based on none other than Cassian Andor from Rogue One. And in this video, we are going to showcase all of the fans' reactions, including the positive reactions and the negative reactions, because it appears there is definitely a mixed reaction to this news of the Cassian Andor series. And if you guys don't know, this new series will debut on the new Disney Plus streaming service, and that streaming service releases next year, but we don't know the exact release date for the Cassian Andor series just yet. But as soon as I find out, I'll let you guys know, and it does take place prior to the events of Rogue One. So it's going to be very interesting to see Cassian Andor's story. And let me know, what do you think about this in the comments down below? Do you love the idea? Do you hate the idea? Let me know your honest opinion in the comments down below, and you could be featured in an upcoming video. But in this video, we are going to showcase the positive comments and the negative comments from the community, starting with Chris Atherton's comment. He says, "I have a good feeling about this." Now, on the flip side, Porg Printers 3D says, "I have a bad feeling about this." So these two comments kind of set the tone in the Star Wars community right away. You know, it seems like it's kind of split. Some people are excited about it. Some people are not excited about it. Now, Emphas Ness says, "It could be good. Give it a chance, guys." And I do agree with this statement. You know, I was initially surprised by the announcement of the series, of course. I didn't know what to think at first because, honestly, I wasn't shouting from the rooftops that I wanted a Cassian Andor series. And, you know, I believe no one else was shouting this. But keep in mind, Rogue One was an amazing movie, and it might end up really good if they have really good stories to tell in this new Cassian Andor series. And who knows, it might be really entertaining, it might be really good, and show a different side of Cassian before all of these events occurred in Rogue One. So we'll have to see. Now, Justice Simpleman said, "What? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you cancel Obi-Wan and Boba Fett spinoff but do this?" And for the record, I don't think they said they canceled the Obi-Wan spinoff. I believe they said that it's postponed or something like that, or that they are putting the series on hold for now. I don't think they ever came out and said they canceled Obi-Wan. Just want to make that clear. Now, he does bring up a good point because, you know, we already have The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian looks amazing, but we don't have any series based on any Jedi or Sith right now, at least to my knowledge. It would be really cool to see some lightsaber action in a live action series. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree with this statement? I really want to see them dive into maybe the Old Republic or revisit the Clone Wars or do something like that, and you know, revisit a different era and show us some Sith and some Jedi in a live action format. You know, it's never been done before with Star Wars, and I really want to see this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Now, Killer Hurt said, "Facepalm, Disney, what are you doing? You are so out of touch with your fans." And do you guys agree with this statement? Let me know what you think. He did get 38 upvotes on that. I'm kind of curious to see what you think about that. Now, the Dan O channel said, "Yes, please. I'm more stoked for this than I am The Mandalorian. How about you?" So yeah, Dan is more stoked about this than The Mandalorian, and 50 people agreed with his comment. What do you guys think? Are you more stoked for this live action series than The Mandalorian? Personally, honestly, I'm going to give my honest opinion. I'm more excited about The Mandalorian because, you know, it's about a Mandalorian, first of all, who looks completely awesome, and it's a totally different story that we've never heard before, with an unknown character to my knowledge. That's a brand new character. We don't know his ending, and with the Cassian Andor series, we already know how his tale ends. So a lot of people might find that kind of a boring premise to begin with. A lot of people felt the same way with the Han Solo film. They were kind of like, we already know how Han Solo's story ends. Why would you tell his story? But then again, the Han Solo movie was really good. I absolutely loved Solo, A Star Wars Story. So again, you know, give this a chance. That's what I think. Give the Cassian Andor series a chance. It could end up really good. Now let's move on to this comment by Jay. He says, I hope that means more K2SO. And I totally agree with this. I loved K2SO as a character, and I hope we get to see K2SO as a sidekick in this new Cassian Andor series. And again, you know, with that dynamic between Cassian and K2SO, there could be some really funny moments and some really good experiences and stories told in this new live-action series. Now, David, he kind of has a sarcastic comment here. He says, yep, that's what the fans wanted. Disney is 100% on the pulse of Star Wars. Of course, it sounds like he's being sarcastic here. And what do you guys think? Do you think Disney is on the pulse of Star Wars with this Cassian Andor series? I can tell you right now, it could go either way. It could be really bad, or it could be something that a lot of us didn't realize that we wanted. That's how I would describe it. You know, it could be a series that a lot of us were not asking for, but after we end up watching it, we realize, hey, they gave us something that we did not realize that we did want. So I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that's what happens. Now, let's take a look at these couple of comments, starting off with Lord, who says, yes, the Force is strong with this one. Magnificent news. Basically a Rogue One prequel. Definitely better than Rebels. I cannot wait. Wonderful. Yeah, and he does bring up a really good point. You know, it's a Rogue One prequel, and, you know, Rogue One was really, really good, and it was positively received from the community. I love the film, and I really cannot wait to see what they do with the Cassian Andor series. I am a little bit worried about it, of course, because again, the fans weren't asking for this, but, you know, they may surprise us and show us something really good with the series. Now, Sullivan says, unexpected, but sounds awesome. And that's a good, accurate description of, I think, how the majority of the community feels, especially with the unexpected part. I don't know how you guys feel about the awesome part, but I think that's how a majority of the community feels. It's totally unexpected, totally out of the blue. So again, it could be a really nice surprise if they pull off something with the story elements, the acting, you know, the directing. If they pull it all together, make something entertaining out of this, we may end up falling in love with it. So I'm hoping that's what happens. Now, Jeremy says, I like it. Rogue One is my favorite of the new films, and he was my favorite character. I like that he isn't this perfect heroic guy. He's a rebel, and to win, he has to do some things that aren't so great. That's going to be a great aspect to explore. Plus, given the time frame, maybe this is how we will get a follow-up to the underrated story started in Solo. Easily my second favorite of the new film. So yeah, you know, Jeremy is bringing up some really good points there. You know, I mean, Cassian Andor, he's not the perfect heroic character. He's a very unique character. But what I hope they do, I hope they show a different side of Cassian. You know, in Rogue One, he was beat up. You know, he was kind of depressed acting. And I hope they show maybe a more lighthearted side of Cassian before all of the bad stuff happens, because, you know, we'll see what happens, but the actor who plays Cassian Andor, he's a very outgoing guy. He's very charismatic. I've seen him in interviews. He seems to have a really great personality, and I hope they show that more of Diego in this film. We'll have to see if that happens in this new live action series. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Don't be afraid to post your honest opinions in the comments down below. I always enjoy reading them. If you want to see a part 2 of this video, let me know, but we may feature your comments in an upcoming video, so make sure you leave your honest opinion. And then, as we move forward, remember, we're going to have more news on The Mandalorian coming up, and then also the Cassian Andor series. Star Wars The Clone Wars is returning. Tons of stuff is happening with this new Disney Plus live streaming service. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting, and I'm hoping that next year, when Star Wars Celebration rolls around, we get a bunch of new trailers for all of this stuff. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting to see how they release The Mandalorian and this Cassian Andor series. I'm guessing, of course, they're going to have different release schedules, so we'll see what happens. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe right here to the Star Wars headquarters. I'll see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you always.